Hello, everyone, and welcome again to the Husky Babu podcast. I'm hoping that last week's kept you alive, in other words, and you survived that 2 hour, I don't know how to call it. Would have been blissful 2 hours, 15 minutes of pure audio joy or hell? Well, that you be the judge of that. But once again, this is your Husky Babu Ariel, and once again, I'm being joined by Jonathon. Jonathon, say hi.
Hello, everyone.
So that's it? That's all you got to say to people?
I hope the last podcast, like Ariel said, didn't kill you. It was just, say the whole podcast was just brain farts. It was just us rambling off the top of our heads.
Well, it was an experiment, if you will, to see how testing the waters to see how everything goes.
But we're promised to keep this one down to about half hour for you guys. So hopefully you enjoy.
Yeah, because you won't feel obligated to listen for 2 hours of two fat people talking about nonsensical shit.
And let me say this before we start off. Happy Father's Day, Ariel. And if any fathers are listening to this podcast, happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
I hope you guys' days or weekend was great.
Yes, to let the people know we're actually recording on Father's Day. So this is my gift.
This is your gift. Ariel, the gift of me to listening to my voice for about half hour.
Hey, I listen to my own voice as well, so I know. So, how was? We can't ask each other how was our week because it was practically the same.
It was the same.
It was
like it is all week, every week.
It is practically the same thing. So we're hoping that the listeners, the four of you that are listening, had a good week and everything's going well. Well, by the time you're listening to this, it's actually going to be the weekend. So,
but mine was. How was your Saturday after we finally met for the first time in almost over a year that we know each other?
We met face to face to say
face to face for the first time.
Not video to video or digital image to digital image and digital audio to digital audio.
Yes, it was face to face, and I enjoyed my empanadas.
Shout out to Empanada Monumental, which they're getting the commercial here without paying. We'll let that slide for now, but
give you some important clout here, you guys. You know, this is a commercial for you guys. Shout out to you guys. Those damn empanadas still got my mouth watering right now.
Yeah. So if you're from DR and come to the U.S. and craving that Dominican food, empanada, quipe, boleyuca, craving all of that other stuff, plus los riqui and los chimi, all that stuff that only Dominicans understood that I just said. Anybody else would be like, this boy speaking in tongues. But yeah, so if you're Dominican, you're around a place that I will not mention due to security reasons, come on down and eat your empanada monumental. They're all over the place, literally.
You can Google them to find out, but we're in a secret location around there.
We're in Geekville, USA. Let's just say
USA. All right, I'll deal with that.
Geekville, USA. So, what the hell we're going to talk about? I mean, you want to keep talking about movies? I mean, this week we had an interesting conversation that you have not seen Die Hard. What in the living fuck?
Oh, the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
You goddamn right it is. You goddamn right it is.
Because a movie comes out in Christmas does not mean it's a Christmas movie.
Have you never seen the John McClane inside the air conditioning vent ornament for the Christmas tree? Have you never seen it?
No, I haven't.
Then that means you're not Christian.
I probably haven't, just never really looked at it the way you just explained it to me.
It is the John McClane inside the elevator shaft Christmas ornament That should be the. You know how in the Christmas tree they put the star on top? No,
yes,
knock that fucking shit out of there. Put John McClane on top of that shit. Put John McClane on top of that motherfucker.
Listen, Christmas is all about jolly and fun.
And killing terrorists.
Freaking Bruce Willis killing people and
killing terrorists.
Save the world.
And killing terrorists. Actually, then it turns out that they weren't terrorists. They were just bank thieves, and that's all.
You see?
But still, killing motherfuckers.
Give me Home Alone when...
No.
Yes, give me Home Alone.
Give Home Alone to the kiddies. Live the Home Alone to the little kiddies. You an adult now.
Now I'm an adult. I told
you an adult.
I found the movie on Hulu, and I promise I will take a look at it when I have time.
And don't try to see it in the Google the goggles of Bruce Willis. Cause
no, I don't. I like Bruce Willis. I never had anything with Bruce.
No. I mean because this is like, oh yeah, this is what he normally does. You have to understand that in the eyes of the people that saw the movie back when it came out, Bruce Willis was not known for being an action star. He was a comedic actor. He was a comedic actor back then. In the 80s, he was a comedic actor. He only did comedies. And he was even in a TV series called Moonlight, where he was a detective, and he was just funny as hell. So when he did this role, it was like a 180. He did a total 180. It was like, what the hell is Bruce Willis doing with a machine gun mowing down people? So you have to understand it from that lens, and from the people that saw it back in the 80s. He was like, what the hell? This dude from Moonlight actually mows down people like he's Sylvester Stallone and Schwarzenegger? Because back then, those were the two. Those were the two pillars, Schwarzenegger and Stallone. That was the two pillars of action actors. Mel Gibson here and there, and a few other guys here and there, but the two pillars were Stallone and Schwarzenegger and Van Damme. But Van Damme stuff was and back in the 80s, it was like straight to video because he was brand new. Then in the 90s, then when he started getting some stride, but then he fell down to grace again. And well, that's a whole nother shebang. I'm sorry. I'm just too much tuned into the whole how do we call the action hero stuff from the 90s and 80s.
Listen, this podcast is just as much of a learning thing for me because
teaching the younger generation the way, as the Mandalorian says. Yes,
you teach me a lot, but I will watch Die Hard. I found it on Hulu. I promise you to watch it.
Yeah, no. Like, if you ask me, the definitive Die Hards, there's only two that you need to watch. The other ones, you can wipe your ass with them. Don't even bother with them. It's just Die Hard and Die Hard with a Vengeance. That's part 3. Those are the two definitive Die Hards. Anything else is bull crap. Don't watch them. Don't touch them. You can get a conversation for Die Hard 2, but Die Hard 2 is pretty much a play-by-play, copy-paste, repeat from the first one. Only that instead of the buildings in an airport. So it's basically the same movie, but different location. But Die Hard 3 is different in the sense that they give him more shit to do. It's more different. Samuel Jackson is in it.
All right.
So, and he does his spiel. And Sam Jackson is, he hates white people. Like, well, doesn't he always hate white people? I don't know. I don't know.
We won't go there.
I don't know. I said I don't know. I did not affirm it. I said I do not know. I did not affirm it. But his character seems to.
Wow.
Okay, we go the character, not the man himself.
The man himself, a legend.
Yeah. No. Don't get me wrong. Sam Jackson. He's up there in the Mount Rushmore for me. He's up there. He's way up there. Because he everything he does, it turns into gold. Like, even Slinks on the Plane. That was a piece of shit, and he made it a good movie.
That fucking movie.
That was a piece of shit, and he made it good. Just him being there.
I hope they paid him well for that one.
He did. Handsomely.
Yeah.
That brother's there for the money.
Yeah, because that was bad.
That's a bad movie, yes. But his parts, he made it entertaining. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that, this is new Citizen Kane. No, it's a piece of shit. But he's there and he makes it entertaining. That's the quality of acting. Because let's face it and let's be real. Hollywood ain't been producing good movies in a minute.
No, they haven't.
It's been a while since there's been an actual good movie coming out of Hollywood. It's pretty much rinse, repeat. That the same basic formulaic formula that you've been seeing for the last 40, 50 years. It's basically the same shit. And when they go to their prestige, quote unquote, movies, it's a goddamn fucking bore fest. It will put you in a coma and you won't wake up until, I don't know, Kingdom Come? I don't know.
Yeah, they need to do something quick.
No, that's why the TV series are beating the shit out of them, because it gives more breathing room in terms of telling a story differently. Like, it gives them breathing room.
Well, they have more time.
Exactly, because
episodes instead of just
to tell a condensed story in a few minutes or an hour, like, you got to be a fucking genius to that. It's limited to a group of people now that know how to do that. They're very good at doing it. Like, for example, Christopher Nolan. Like, when was the last time he did a piece of shit of a movie?
Yeah, I don't know a lot of directors and producers, but you probably tell me movies and I'll probably be like, yeah, that was good.
Well, Christopher Nolan, let's see. He did all the Dark Knight trilogy. He did Inception. He did, he's like almost all his movies. You have Interstellar. You saw that one? You need fucking brains to see that movie. You need some college degree brain to see that fucking movie. Like,
then I'm fucked.
Like, no. I'm talking about quantum physics, physics shit. You gotta be that level. Like, I've seen the movie a couple of times and I'm still like, okay, I kind of get the concept of what he's going for. I kind of get the concept, but I'm lost as a goose in the fog. I'm like, fuck. It's like, it's a weird mojo movie, but it clears up some. And I mean, the movie was so analyzed by people that actually know about scientific shit. Like, for example, Neil deGrasse Tyson, he analyzed the movie. He was like, yeah, this could be accurate. Like, fuck, really? I mean, this dude went to a planet, spent there 2 hours, and then he said, oh yeah, that little maneuver just cost us like 20 years. Like, what 20 years? Like 20 Earth years. Like, here in space, it was hours for us, but in Earth, it's been 20 years. So yeah, that's what's up. And when they return back to the main base, the guy that was waiting for them out there, he fucking aged. He aged. He was in his 20s when they came back. He was 40. And they were like, what the fuck happened to you? I've been waiting for your asses.
Wasn't I gone only for 2 days?
It was like, I was gone for 2 hours. That's 20 years here.
Damn.
Waited for 20 goddamn fucking years.
Yeah, so that story had to take a good director and producer to make that.
Oh, no. That only Christopher Nolan would understand that shit. I was like, yeah, I trust you.
Here's the
like,
script.
what he said.
You got it.
Like, yeah, what he said. Yeah. And then when they asked me, "Do you understand it?" I didn't understand a fucking thing.
But hey, Christopher Nolan did it, buddy.
But hey, he said so. So we follow his style. We follow his commandment. Fuck anything I say.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's just like you said. The shows just have a longer time to tell a story. I mean, just look at what Marvel's doing. Like, they took you took freaking Loki.
They took the B, C, D, E, F, G characters of the
side shows.
Yeah, the sideshow freaks that not even the nerdiest of nerds would be like, who the fuck is this? Like me, I was like,
Have you seen it?
like I raised my hand and say, look, before all this shit was popular and tiresome to the rest of y'all's, I was in this shit when it was when you can, if somebody saw you with a comic book in your hands, they had a legal right to beat the shit out of you. I'm from those days in the 80s. Like when you was a kid and you were walking around in school, rocking a comic book in your hand, that was a legal right. They can go to the teacher and say, teacher, look at him. He got a fucking comic book in his hand. Hey, it's the law. It's the law. Beat the shit out of him. Beat the shit out of him. It is the law. And when the parents gonna complain, hey, he had a comic book on it. You goddamn fucking idiot.
Why are you carrying that shit?
Why are you carrying that shit in your hand? I like the comic. Shut up, you fool. So I'm coming from back those days. So I'm an old school as it gets. And when I heard Guardians of the Galaxy, Guardians of the who? Guardians of the what? Who the fuck are these fools? I never heard of these motherfuckers in my life. I knew who Thanos was. I knew who the Fantastic Four. I knew a lot of shit. But when they come to me like, oh, a Star-Lord, I'm like, Star who? Who the fuck is it? Gamora. I don't know who the fuck is Gamora. I don't know none of these motherfuckers.
Groot.
And then come with this tree that only says I am Groot. I'm like, what in the shit is this?
Fucking Vin Diesel made a ton of money.
Yeah, just for repeating I am Groot in multiple forms. And he made it. And Bradley Cooper, don't even get me started. That motherfucker. He's banking. And he's producing movies now. All the bank movies, all the Disney money they gave that motherfucker. He's making movies now. Like, thank you, Disney. I'm going to go now make my movies now.
Doesn't have to fucking lift the finger anymore, dude.
Yeah. And don't even get me started with Robert Downey Jr. Ooh, Jesus. If there's been a man who banked big on Marvel, why the fuck you think they killed him off? It wasn't like to end the story. No, it's like this motherfucker was making $60 million a movie.
But dude, but look at the performance that he was giving you, though. It's not
yes,
like he didn't deserve a penny of that.
Dude, I'm not complaining whatsoever. He deserved every cent given to him for that performance. I'm not complaining about that. It's just that Disney be cheap. They don't want to waste that kind of money.
I wouldn't be surprised if, with you doing comic books, he's still alive, right?
The comics? Yeah, he's still alive. The character's still alive in the comics.
So I'm wondering if maybe they're thinking about doing a sideshow.
No, I mean, they can get away with getting a new Tony Stark because they say, oh, multiverse. So they already introduced that story of the multiverse. So there's got to be another Tony Stark in another universe. Yeah. So they'll just introduce it. But the unfortunate thing is that they won't.
That money going to be coming to them
No, they're
printing money.
They're going to have to get another dude to do that type of Tony Stark. It's
him and then Chris Evans. He's gone too. So you're going
to and Chris Evans.
You're going to have to get another Captain America to play.
And Chris Evans said he ain't coming back. He said, no, like
money. He doesn't want
no, and he's like, look, I think that character's arc is complete. I don't think we need to milk that cow for any more reasons than that we already have. That cow has been milked far enough.
But just for what they recently just did, I mean, Hawkeye. Then you got Black Widow's movie.
Mm-hmm.
You got Loki. Then you had WandaVision.
Yeah.
Which that freaking show started off really fucking slow for me.
Yeah, it was a slow burn, but then
holy shit.
It was a slow burn, but the reveal was great.
The reveal was great, but oh my goodness. That was just
no, I liked it.
Scratching my eyes out.
I liked it.
Action.
I haven't watched any Marvel series since when? Since Loki, basically. I mean,
you didn't watch Hawkeye?
I saw some of it, but then I was like, meh, this is not.
It gets good.
I was like, meh. I mean, I already know about spoilers for those of you who haven't seen the series that came out like 4, 5, 6 months ago. So I think the expiration mark of saying spoilers already passed. But spoilers, yeah, Kingpin is in it. Yeah. But apparently he gets killed in the end. Apparently. Apparently.
Yeah. I don't think he's fucking
dead.
Yeah,
and for those of you who are like, oh, so that means that yes, Daredevil exists in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he showed up. And again, spoilers the fuck out of this. He showed up in Spider-Man: No Way Home, but not as Daredevil, but as Matt Murdock.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. I haven't watched that. See, I never really was into Spider-Man.
What?
I know you're a big Spider-Man fan. I saw your shirt yesterday. I had nothing against Spider-Man.
Do you know that he was voted by Wizard Magazine? Rest in peace, by the way. Wizard Magazine. Rest in peace. Only nerds would understand that one. Rest in peace. Anyway, he was voted as the most important comic book character ever, Spider-Man, because
I told you I have nothing against him.
No. I'm not saying that because of you. I'm just giving that as a reference because I have to show my comic book knowledge stick. Like, look at this elongated dick of knowledge I have.
It's a big one, huh?
Hey, it can cross a Hudson.
Oh.
I'm joking. I don't give a shit. I know less about comic books that I actually like. I've gone next to uber nerds that are bigger than me. Because the thing is, I have all this knowledge because I like things that I like, I retain. The knowledge things that I like, I retain. So I read it once, I'm like, okay, this is cemented in my brain forever. But I don't go the extra mile on certain shit. And it has to pop my curiosity in me for dig deeper. But there's some motherfuckers that think this is the Bible. and they're in like a Hasidic Jewish school that they have to learn this or it's life or death.
Is it like one of those X-Men schools?
I don't know. It's like people take this to the extreme, and I don't like extremes. That's my thing. I just don't like extremes.
Those are the people that have an Iron Man suit waiting in their closet, or shields for Captain America waiting in there, thinking that it's gonna fucking protect them.
Yeah, I mean, as far as you saw, you already came here to my house and you saw the farthest I go is Funko Pop collections. That's as far as I go.
Yeah, you had your wall and bookshelves covered with them. You bought like every Marvel character out there, man.
No, I had some DC there. There's some DC there.
Oh yeah, you dropped Batman on the floor when you picked up.
Yeah, well, it's not my fault. The motherfucker don't know how to glide. Not my fault. Like, motherfucker, you got a fucking cape. Glide, motherfucker.
No, it's okay. Batman was supposed to be down there. It wasn't supposed to be next to the Marvel characters. Anyway, we're going to continue going on.
Hey, we said something yesterday we were going to discuss about. Let's discuss about it a little bit. About cover your ears, normal people. Wrestling.
WWE.
The whole spiel. I mean, wrestling this week. Like, did you hear the news that Tim White from the old school back in the Attitude Era? You remember the referee Tim White? He passed away today.
He had what they say he had.
I know he had a long battle with a certain disease. I don't know which one was it.
It was Parkinson's.
Yeah. He was going in and out of consciousness here and there. Yeah, Tim White passed away. Earl Hebner's brother, David Hebner, passed away.
He had a big long lawsuit going against WWE for a little bit there, saying that they weren't taking care of the referees, especially when they were getting hit, stuff like that.
When they were taking unprotected chair shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the reasons why chair shots to the head are now banned in WWE. Because of concussion studies and whatnot. Also, I guess the biggest news of the whole week was the apparent scandal of Vince McMahon paying hush money to a former paralegal employee in the company. Paid him $3 million to keep her mouth shut, but her bestie decided to, you know what? The world needs to know. Told it to the board of directors, and the board of directors actually leaked the story to the Wall Street Journal so that they can protect their investment, because, you know, the WWE is a publicly traded company. So they don't want that this news goes out and it doesn't come out from them. It was actually leaked from WWE, given to the Wall Street Journal in order to protect the investment, to give the face to the people, the investors, to say, you know what, there ain't no sacred cows here. We're gonna rat on anybody, so we can protect on our investment. So the thing sounded off like a blast, and Vince McMahon, the man who went against the U.S. government in the 1990s for steroid trials because he was being judged that he was actually promoting the steroid lifestyle in WWE, beat the fucking U.S. government. The dude actually decided, all by him lonesome, that he was going to step down temporarily until the investigation keeps going. And they put Stephanie McMahon as the interim CEO of WWE.
But the dude, all he did was step down. He said that he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, the step down.
He's still going to stay on as creative guy.
Mm-hmm. It's business as usual. It's just that he's not the one who's handling the business side.
He's stepping away from the limelight.
No, he's stepping away from the business side. He's keeping on the creative side, which I would look. I've given Vince McMahon. I have a private chat with a group of guys that we talk about wrestling. And we talk about it, and we've all come to the same conclusion. Like, Vince McMahon as a businessman, top notch. The dude you cannot deny what he's built in WWE. He turned
something that was nothing to something.
Exactly.
More.
He turned it into maybe a 6-figure company. Maybe he turned it into $1 billion industry, all by himself. All by his idea. Dude has business acumen up the yin yang. Creative though, he's been gone for a while. WWE is boring as fuck.
Boring. Yeah, he is boring as fuck.
His ideas of what is comedy or what is good is archaic. It's like shit from the 60s, and I wasn't even alive back then. It's so fucking stupid and cartoony and carny. It's so fucking. It's not up to par to what it is today. You can say that all the shit about you want from AEW, and AEW has its faults because I mean, basically AEW is repeating the same mistakes that WCW did, hiring a bunch of WWE guys just to say we have them and not doing much with them. So they're repeating the same mistakes that WCW did, and TNA also did back in the day. But they have more budget. So hopefully they can learn how to use those people. I would recommend to Tony Khan, stop hiring motherfuckers at WWE drops and just do business with what you got. You go with the one that brought you to the dance. So the guys that you already had, they brought you to the dance. They made you popular. AEW is a good option too for WWE. Like, if you're tired of watching WWE, like, WWE is dog shit. If that's your opinion, then fuck it. You can watch the AEW. That's a good option. I watch AEW, but they rely too much on old WWE guys now. And I understand. Well, WWE is the fucking standard. What the fuck are you going to do? WWE is the standard.
You also got the people with the experience. I mean, a lot of these... Where are you going to get all these people that are going to know how to run with a story?
Yeah. But the problem in AEW is that they don't have a booker. Well, they do. It's Tony Khan, and he's the sole booker. But if you can tell, back in the when the AEW started, they started like a house on fire. Why? Because they actually had a committee. Like, there were certain wrestlers that was helping out with the storylines, and you could tell they had good ideas. But then when Tony Khan decided, nah, I'm gonna do this shit all by my lonesome. And he kicked out everybody, and that's one of the reasons why Cody left to WWE, by the way, mind you, because they took away all his creative and people talk shit about Cody. He's now out for almost 9 months because he tore his pec while preparing for his match with Seth Rollins. Cody was one of the reasons why he decided to leave, because, like, well, you fucking took the power that you gave me, and what the fuck am I going to do? I'm going to be just a wrestler. So if I'm just going to be a wrestler, let me be handsomely paid for it. So he went to WWE and got handsomely paid. Now, after the gutsy performance he did in Hell in a Cell, the dude has set himself up to be the number one guy when he comes back. They're going to give him the Triple H treatment when Triple H came back from the torn quad in 02.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's setting himself up as being the biggest fucking name in wrestling. So kudos for Cody.
Vince needs to just let go of that the creative side and just let his kids figure out something, because it's.
Look, he has a bunch of writers, and the horror stories everybody knows that follows wrestling is that, yeah, he has a bunch of writers, but as soon as Vince comes and sees the script that they wrote, he just tears it up and no, this is what we're gonna do. So what the fuck is the point of hiring a bunch of writers to write the stories for you? Then you listen to them and you're like, no, this is dog shit. Let me tell you what to do. Like, okay, you are the one that knows everything? No, you don't. Like, you are not. I hate to use the term, but he's out of touch. He's out of touch.
This ain't the 90s anymore. This ain't the early 2000s that you had people like Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm. The Rock.
Triple H, The Rock, to lead your company.
So
and to make it what it is that it was back then. I don't know if I doubt it's the same as it was back then.
You know, Ric Flair actually said something very interesting that I think, and you know, with Ric Flair, when you hear him talk, you kind of take things with a grain of salt, because 9 times out of 10 he's been proven more of a liar and exaggerator of facts than anything else. But in terms of knowing the business, you can't go wrong with what he says, because like over 50 years of experience in the business, so you can't dispute that. He's and most of those years on top, being the top guy. Yeah, I'd listen to that wisdom in terms of knowing how to get over, how to be the guy, how to be the man, as he says. So he said, because apparently you're listening to a podcast right now, the whole world has a podcast. Everybody and their mom has a podcast. And guess what? Ric Flair has a podcast. So, yeah. And his podcast.
That's the only thing he can do right now.
Actually, sir, he will wrestle soon.
And what is that going to look like?
He's gonna wrestle soon. He's 70 fucking 3 years old. He's gonna wrestle.
Why?
That's the question the collective internet world of wrestling fans has been asking for the past month. And he's posting videos of him training. And this dude is helping him, Jay Lethal. I don't know if you heard of him.
Jay Lethal needs to tell him, yo, it's time
to Jay Lethal is a Ric Flair mark till the day he dies. He will ride Ric Flair to the day he dies. He even did did you get to watch TNA back in the day when it was actually popular? God damn it. Oh my God, I just buried TNA.
The moment Stone Cold left, I was like, you know what? They got him to leave too.
Well, TNA
watch a little bit more.
TNA was like the number 2 promotion after WCW died. It was the number 2 promotion by default because it actually had a TV deal, but they recorded in a sound studio in Orlando, and it looked as you would imagine. I mean, they did upgrade the production value and whatnot, and had good cameras and good lighting, and the show was good and it had good moments. And Ric Flair, when he retired, when Shawn Michaels retired him, when they had the retirement match, Ric Flair didn't want to quit. So what did he do? He went, and plus he owed a lot of people money. So he went to TNA and he started a career there. And he had a feud with Jay Lethal. And Jay Lethal got over because the dude can do imitations of wrestlers. Like, he does an excellent Macho Man Randy Savage. Like, uncanny. Even the Macho Man's actual brother, Lenny Poffo, when he heard him, was like, God damn, that's exactly like Randy. That's exactly Randy Savage. And Jay Lethal also did a Ric Flair impression. And I will send you this after we're done here. By the way, we passed the 30 minutes.
Yeah, but we hit a big topic here. It's not like it's, it's what you people are used to hearing. It's wrestling and the movies and stuff like that. It's not like bullshit coming out of our brains.
Exactly. So Jay Lethal, he goes and does a Ric Flair imitation right in front of Ric Flair. And it is, I mean, I'm going to show you the video. It is the funniest shit you've ever seen in your life because they start going on a woo contest. Woo, woo, woo. It is the funniest shit that you've ever seen in your life. It is, and he goes uncanny, like the mannerisms, the way he speaks, the way he acts. It is dead on Ric Flair. And by the way, if you don't know, if you don't know, the dude is black, by the way.
Yeah, I just Googled him.
Jay Lethal is black, by the way.
Dude needs to tell the 73-year-old man, time is done, man. It's time for you to retire.
Oh, God. I mean, I know everybody in the business has told him, like, dude, you have done it all. There is nothing you have to prove. You have done it all. You have done it all. Man. You've done it all 16 fucking times.
The dead man is not even coming back yet. Because he physically can't do it anymore.
Even The Undertaker retired.
The dead man.
I mean, Stone Cold did a little comeback in WrestleMania, but that was that was for shits and giggles. That was for shits and giggles.
That's because McMahon needed something,
and also got handsomely paid.
Oh yeah,
handsomely paid. Like because Austin is a very big protector of his legacy. He doesn't want to he was like, I don't want to look out there like the drizzling shits. Well, I'm protecting this motherfucker. This character was a motherfucker. This was the motherfucker of motherfuckers.
That character single-handedly made that era one of the best fucking eras in wrestling history.
Yes. Him and The Rock nailed it. Him and The Rock carried that, like the late 90s. That's it. It was between him and Rock.
McMahon needs to fucking kiss Austin's and The Rock's feet for even them coming back. Like, The Rock came back a few times there, a few times there, a few times there to fucking wrestle for him.
Dude, and The Rock don't need that shit.
He don't need it.
He don't need it at all. He makes more money now in his sleep.
He was one of the highest paid actor last year.
He is the highest paid actor. Because Robert Downey Jr. not doing no Iron Man movie no more.
But McMahon needs to hand over the reins to someone that knows how to get this.
Oh well,
back into play.
Dude, have you heard of the name Nick Khan?
No.
Oh sweet summer child. How do I begin? Nick Khan. He was a relatively unknown name in the wrestling world for before 2 years ago. He is now the president of WWE. He's the president of WWE. He has no relation to Tony Khan. No relation.
He's president and chief revenue officer.
Exactly. And this dude, ever since he's been in the company, is like body bags everywhere. You know all the firings in WWE that's gone down from the past 3 years? Nick Khan.
This motherfucker.
Him. It's been all him. All him. Because he comes from a different line of business, from sports. So he's treating this like an actual sport. And he's like, okay, this roster is too fucking deep. We have too many people. We don't need this many people. And he decided to fire them in the middle of a pandemic. What a piece of shit. But the results, economically speaking, WWE is doing gangbusters It's better than it's been in years, economically speaking. It's making more money than it has. And it was making bank in the middle of the pandemic. In the middle of the pandemic, where businesses were closing, when businesses were dying, WWE was striving. We're like, yep, we're making money. Money. And the excuse that they gave all the people that they fired, oh, we don't got no money. Bullshit. Bullshit. And this Nick Khan, after all these things that had happened, look, you got to understand, this past month, a few months ago, when Triple H came back, he made an announcement that he's going to retire from the ring. And the reason is because they had to put a pacemaker in his heart. His heart can't go anymore. And he almost died. He almost died.
I read a lot about that.
He almost died. And that's what scared Stephanie to step down. And like, yo, I almost lost my husband and we got like 3 girls. So she like evaluated her life and was like, what is important in life? My family. My family is the most important thing in my life. So she was like, I'm spending time with this dude. I'm spending time with these kids because I'm not going to get this time back. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So I understand her 100%. Like when you have kids, man, your perspective in life changes. Like if you actually give a fuck, because there's some parents out there that I just call sperm donors and ovary donors. They don't give
some people that shouldn't be able to reproduce.
Because the only function that they have done in life is just reproduce kids, but they're actually not parents, because a parent gives a fuck about their kids and be on top of them, not to nag them or bother them. And it's just, you are responsible for a human being coming into this world, and this world ain't a fucking circus. It ain't a carnival. It ain't all sunshine and rainbows like Rocky said in Rocky Balboa. This is a fucking hard place to live, this fucking planet. So you gotta actually put some fucking brains in those kids and teach them what is what. You gotta teach them what is what. You gotta teach them what's real, but you gotta do it with love. You gotta do it with compassion and not just shout at them and treat them like shit. You gotta teach them what is life. You gotta teach them what is out there, but doing it with love. We're doing it with compassion, because you got to understand, they don't know any fucking better. They're just learning. They just got here. So you got to put that knowledge in their heads. So I understand exactly how she might feel by returning home. But then her daddy, a 70 fucking year old man, started like slinging dick all over the fucking office, pays a woman, a paralegal, $100,000 a year just so she can suck his dick. Just so she
not have any sexual relationship with this woman.
Just so she can suck his dick. And then apparently she must have been very good at her job, because then she gave her $100,000 more raise in the next year. And then when he was done with her, it was like John Laurinaitis. They're like, oh, dude, this woman sucks dick like you read about. Go take her. You know who John Laurinaitis is?
No.
He's the head of talent relations. You didn't see probably wrestling when back in 2011 when CM Punk was getting his strides in WWE.
No, like I said, I stopped watching right around Austin's departure.
Well, John Laurinaitis used to be a wrestler back in the 80s and 90s. He's actually Road Warrior Animal's brother.
Okay.
And his wrestling name was Johnny Ace. And everybody used to and they still call him Johnny Ace. The wrestlers call him Johnny Ace since he was a wrestler. But he's a dick, and he's a corporate dick, if you understand what I'm telling you.
Yes.
So he's a corporate dick, so he would just follow the corporate. He has no regard for the wrestlers. He doesn't give a fuck about them. He only gives a fuck about the company line, the bottom line of the company. So the boys, when I say the boys, I mean the wrestlers, when they discovered that he was coming back, Vince McMahon actually hired him, I think. They hired him, I think, back because he was already the head of talent relations. Actually, that position was JR's. and Vince fired JR to put John Laurinaitis there. And that's when the Dark Ages in WWE happened. Like right after Stone Cold left. Mm-hmm. And they started only putting bodybuilders in there that couldn't fucking wrestle for the life of them. And hiring women that have good tits and ass, but they couldn't wrestle for the fucking life of them either. That's when it happened. Right went around when they changed the talent relations to Johnny Ace. So he had a great track record, sarcastically speaking. And they hired his ass again in 2011 for reasons that make no sense. And apparently now we understand that Vince was sharing pussy with this dude. It was like, oh, she sucked a good dick and she got a good pussy hole. Go fuck that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exactly what's happening. And explaining it to layman terms so that people can understand it clearly.
I understand.
Like, wow, I didn't know what that meant, but I understand now.
I understand.
Understand now. Hey, no. Let's not make fun of that. That's not PC.
No, I was more of a... Right when you said that, I was thinking of The Water Boy when Adam Sandler called Captain Insano.
Oh, yeah. You know they actually bought the rights? The Big Show bought the rights for the character, Captain Insano?
Why not?
He's gonna fucking actually use a character in AEW now.
There you go.
Like, yes, go make that money. You made that character good. He made that character. I mean, didn't you fucking laugh every time he showed up?
Oh, my God.
I'm like, yes, go get that money.
My mama said...
No, I'm talking about the Captain Insano character.
But it was just funny. I was just thinking about him, and then when Adam Sandler said something and he was laughing.
Mm-hmm. That was a catalyst to piss him off.
Oh, my God. That was hilarious.
And cool guy Adam Sandler for letting him have the character. That's good. That's good on Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler is always... I've never heard anything bad said about the dude.
Can't.
I've never heard anybody say any negative thing about the dude.
Dude puts food on his friend's table.
Yes. So salute to Adam Sandler for being a good person, for being a good friend, taking care of his people, taking care of his friends. Always has, always will. Like Rob Schneider kisses that man's feet on a daily basis.
I would too.
Because he's a good friend. That's what you do. I mean, you saw the video that The Rock released this week? What he did for Tamina?
Yeah, his cousin.
Yeah, his cousin. Well,
bought her a house, bought her a car.
Jesus Christ, man. I cried when I saw that. I'm not ashamed. I'm a cry. I ain't ashamed to say it. Ever since I became a father, I became a pussy. I just cried.
I didn't even need to be a father, and it just sometimes just tears me up. I remember The Rock. He was doing what was it, Red Notice? That movie on Netflix.
The one with Ryan Reynolds and Wonder Woman.
So they were doing a promo, and The Rock tried to get the Porsche that he was it? I think it was a Porsche. He was driving in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked Red Notice if they can, do a giveaway to one of his fans. And I don't know what happened, but he ended up giving his own personal custom truck to the winner of it. Like he was doing some kind of contest or something, and he ended up giving his personal truck, brand new. I don't know if it was brand new, but I know it was custom to him.
Yeah.
Everything. And he gave him like plus more. There was something in the truck or there was something on the side that he gave the guy. And it was just like...
The Rock, like, God bless that dude, man. That is a good dude. That is a good dude. You can tell, like, there's no bullshit about him.
That dude came from nothing. That's why.
That dude there has no bullshit in his system whatsoever. I love that type of people. I detest bullshit like you can't believe. I hate bullshit. I fucking hate it. When I see people that are actually genuine, that are actually like give a shit about other people and not all about themselves only, but they understand that they are not the only person that lives on this planet and actually give a shit, and their words are actually connected to their actions. Those are the people that I'm like, that's a good motherfucker. That's a good person. That's a good and from the word get go, you've only heard. I've never heard anybody say shit about The Rock. All the contrary, everybody just loves him because he's a good dude. You remember the Hurricane?
Yeah.
The character. You know what? That loss that the Rock lost. Remember, The Rock lost against him in a match.
I remember that.
So you know who idea was that? The Rock's.
Yeah. I think I actually did read something about that. It just took a while for it to register in my brain. Yeah, I remember something like that.
Yeah, it was The Rock's idea. It was like The Rock, like I'm gonna get your fucking ass over. He told him exactly like that. I'm gonna get your fucking ass over. I'm gonna get you over for these. You know what? Getting over means, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I always do this shit. Why do I always try to like? He probably doesn't.
It's okay. Always check with me because I'm not, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Me neither. I don't consider myself smart at all. I'm actually.
But yeah, it was just I know you don't talk sports at all on this channel, but I'm a big sports guy, and
Hey, in sports, I just like the Yankees and Las Águilas Ibañez from DR, and that's it. That's pretty much it.
I don't know what your thing is against like George Steinbrenner, the owner of the Yankees, well, late owner.
It's
I don't know what you heard of him, but that dude,
he was not the nicest person I heard.
Yeah, see, behind closed doors, that dude gave people the shirt off his back.
Oh.
I had this one story that I heard.
See, nobody talks about that shit. They only talk about the mean George Steinbrenner.
He made sure
that nobody talked about that.
Talked about it.
He wanted the image of being the hard ass.
Exactly.
He liked the image of being the hard ass, but he protected his image in order just to keep the close nucleus of friends, of people, to keep them safe.
I heard this one story about Steinbrenner. He got a hold of that someone in the stadium. I don't know if it was an employee or just a fan that was in the stadium that day. They needed like $20,000 or $30,000 for surgery that the daughter. Some type of heavy surgery. They didn't have insurance, so it must have been a fan or something like that. They didn't have insurance. They couldn't, the daughter couldn't get it without paying the hospital or whoever was going to do the surgery $30,000 or something like that. So he called the parent, the mother, or dad, or whoever it was, up to his office. He goes, "Listen, I'm gonna give you the money for the operation.
Wow.
But there's only one condition.
What?
You can't tell anyone I gave you that money."
You know what? I would roll that way too. I would actually roll that way too. I don't want no fucking attention. I don't want no attention.
Not even that. It wasn't for the attention. He goes, "I don't want anyone to know this soft side of me." He goes, "And if you do, I'm going to sue you for that money." That woman only came out with the story
after he died.
He did so much behind the thing, no one understood the heart that man had.
Wow. No, I mean, look, I just knew the stories, but that didn't make me hate the Yankees. That didn't make me, because I was like, if he is that, I mean, again, no proof. People always talk hyperbole and talk shit about people without knowing actually the individual. I never knew him, so I just heard the stories, but I never judged him per se in the sense like, oh, George Steinbrenner, yeah, a piece of shit.
They call him a piece of shit because he always said, well, he bought his World Series. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
he loved his money.
Oh,
the amount of money that the baseball gets, the winning team gets, the revenue of just the games on TV alone.
Plus, you got the most prestigious baseball team of all time. Of all time. No disrespect to the Red Sox. You guys have your lineage now. God bless. I don't give it. You might hate the Red Sox. I don't. I like. Remember, I'm from DR. I love the Yankees. I don't hate Boston as much as I hate Elysee. Like in DR, that hatred runs deep. Hatred runs deep. Like
Boston,
the same Boston and New York rivalry is the same thing about Águilas and Licey in DR. It's almost, but worst. It is worse. It is way worse. Like the hatred that each team has for each other, the fans, it is almost religious.
Dude, it's like I live in Connecticut, which doesn't have a team.
Mm-hmm.
I used to wear my Yankee hat. Not the southern part of Connecticut. You're fine here. Because it's very rare that you see someone with like a Boston hat. But you travel up like to Bridgeport area.
Oh, where my sister used to live.
You wear a Yankee hat, you got looks like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, that's because I had my Yankee hat when I went and visited her in 2013, and she was like, "You better take that shit off."
Bridgeport don't play with their team, man.
You say you safer using a Mets cap here.
You are the rivalry of the Yankees and the Red Sox. It's crazy.
Oh, I know. I just don't hate Red Sox as much as I hate Elysee.
Well, that's me.
No, I know. I mean, hey, you're a fan. Enjoy your shit. I mean, the only time Boston Red Sox fans were nice to New York Yankees was when 9/11. That was the only time.
But the whole country came together for that.
Yeah.
That just shows that you can pull your bullshit aside and still stand as one.
Yeah. I mean, even Red Sox fans were like, well, we ain't saying shit this time. We ain't saying shit.
You would get eaten alive.
We ain't saying shit. No. They were like, go Yankees. They were like, that must have been the only time in recorded history that people from Boston was like cheering for the Yankees.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And I was here when all that shit happened.
The rivalry of all that, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I was lucky enough to go to the old stadium when it was still intact, and got to see the game between Mike Mussina and Pedro Martinez.
Oh, that was any game of Red Sox and Yankees, especially in the early 2000s.
Yeah, it was 0-2. 0-2, and guess who won? Fuck yeah, the Yankees. Because I think that Big Papi wasn't even in the team yet.
Big Papi started off with the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, They did have Manny. They did have Manny back then, and Pedro.
Manny probably just starting because Manny was on the Indians. Well, the Guardians now.
Yeah,
as they call them. But yeah, I mean, anyone saying that the Yankees, the Red Sox was doing the same thing back then. They just didn't have the pockets like George Steinbrenner did.
Yeah, I mean, now they are a different team. They are a fucking dynasty now. They have the prestige now because they have all the championships. They've had all these championships since.
They have the most world championships in any sport.
No, the Yankees do. Not.
The Yankees.
No, I'm talking about Boston. And now they have.
Boston had 2 under their belt.
More than 2.
Well, since that whole Babe Ruth.
Oh yeah.
Babe Ruth curse that they said they had.
I don't know about that.
I don't even want to talk about the 2004 series against them going down, losing 4 in a row. That shit just pisses me off. But anyway.
Yeah, well, you brought up the sport thing. It wasn't me.
I was just trying to say that George Steinbrenner.
Yeah. That he was a good
evil of a man that people think.
Yeah. No, and so we people who had it twisted, we owe that man an apology.
And if you do have something, by all means, prove me wrong. But what I heard was he was just like any other person. He'll give the shirt off his back because he had it and he wanted to take care of his people.
But he didn't want no public knowledge about that. He just wanted it to, he did it because he thought it was the right thing to do then.
Yep.
Okay, that's the good shit. That's how you take care of people.
Dude literally saved
a life.
Saved that life, but Darryl Strawberry.
Oh yeah. That dude, That dude would not be alive today.
Daryl Strawberry would. Daryl Strawberry
And Dwight
would be
Gooden.
dead.
Dwight Gooden too.
But Daryl Strawberry was in worse case than Gooden was, because Gooden stopped what he was doing when he became a Yankee and stayed okay.
Mm-hmm.
Strawberry was a Yankee. They released him because he kept fucking up.
Wasn't he a coke fiend? Wasn't he a coke fiend?
Gooden too.
Yes, I know. Gooden was a coke fiend.
Well, you talked about the 80s. Was a
yes
area last week.
Shit. So, it was white dust everywhere in the 80s. That was all. Everybody was doing blow.
There was books saying that Strawberry was getting blowjobs during the middle of the innings in the tunnels.
So he had a group
having sex in the locker room right in between innings and coming out. There's a book out there, and Keith Hernandez. I don't know if it was Keith Hernandez that wrote it or someone. Someone got a lot of backlash for giving out giving out those secrets that was going on. The Mets in the 80s, dude, it was nuts. I didn't even read the book. All I heard was skips of it, and they went after the person that wrote it. I think it was Keith Hernandez that blew it over. But Daryl Strawberry,
that was a fucking good team in the 80s.
Yes. Steinbrenner's feet for saving his life, because it wasn't once that he fucked up. He fucked up twice, and Steinbrenner said, "Get off my team. I told you what you had to do, and you didn't do it." He went back into rehab, got clean, and then I think Steinbrenner signed him back.
Wow. So the thing is, I guess what we can take away from this episode is that you don't know somebody.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly. You think you know somebody, but you don't actually know that person. So and we live in an age now that is condemn first and find out shit later. You know, like guilty first, then innocent later. Maybe. I mean, we had the trial with Johnny Depp that kind of proved that point. So
that's a whole nother show.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story. But what I'm saying is that, let's not be so quick to judge people. Whatever they are, whatever they're doing, you don't know what the hell's going on inside of their heads and their souls and their hearts. You don't know. And you don't know if they're actually this front that they're giving, because usually people put out fronts in public to show something, but in reality it's something else. Like, they're not this person who they're presenting. This is the front to protect their inner self, their inner self, for whatever shit that happened in their lives in the past. So you don't know. So don't judge a person just for what you see at face value, because we all are deeper than what we look. All of us are. So
we don't know and we also don't know what people are dealing with at the time.
Exactly. Like, people make choices that they will come to regret in life, and you don't know what pushed them there. Like, well, I'm not going to use examples because then we're going to take another hour. So let's just leave it there, because we're giving them an hour plus, an hour and a little peak and a little needle. So we're just gonna leave it there.
We'll leave it there. I mean, it was a good podcast. We got some good things. It wasn't like we were trying to find things to talk about. We had good topics.
Apparently, we don't need topics. We just shoot the breeze, and we can end up talking for hours.
Oh, dude, we can. Just like yesterday, if I didn't remember that my meter ran out.
and yesterday was just talking about work.
That's name a job that's not
the place that shall not be named. The place that shall not be named.
The place that should not be named. Yes,
but a quick Google search. Or a certain social media app will let you know. Yeah. One that takes that has to do with businesses and work. I've said too much. I've said too much.
You're gonna get us in trouble.
Yeah. I've said too much. Anyway, remind the people where they can find you if you wish them to find you in social media, since we were already talking about that subject.
Well, yeah, you can find me on Instagram at JohnnyBoy JONIBOY 426. I really don't give out my Facebook because I really don't even use that either. I mean, I look at it to
family and shit.
But
yeah, same as me.
Want to look at this ugly mug of mine Yeah, Johnny Boy
Hey,
426.
you have a wife. Someone considers that mug beautiful, so.
Yeah, I don't even know how I got her to see this beautiful, this ugliness that's beautiful. But hey, what can I say?
That's exactly what I say. I'm like, how the hell did I learn how to make my wife?
Well, I mean, I have maybe my fairy tale of having the same birthday and same hospital and all that. She probably was like, oh wow, this is it. This is my
that was probably your
story.
entry. That was probably your entry to get inside in pants.
Yeah, it was just like, you know what? It was just funny. That's a whole nother story. If you guys, if we want to get into that next week, but that whole thing was weird. It was just like, oh yeah, you had the same birthday. Yeah, where were you born? I was born here. You were too. Oh shit.
Small world.
Small world.
So my social media is at that Ariel Duran, both on Instagram and Twitter. Again, do not look for me on Facebook. Fuck off on that end. Do not look for me. I will not accept your friendship request. I will leave it there, getting dust and spider cobs everywhere.
Like some of your family members.
Yeah,
it's still the same thing. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's some people there that have been sending me, that have sent us a friend request for like 5, 6, 7 years, and they're still waiting.
I didn't even tell you about my mother's though. Just real quick.
Don't go there, man. She might listen to this and she went like, you piece of shit. She'll be like, you piece of shit.
Listen, I'll be the first phone call on Friday morning or Saturday morning if she's listening to this. But anyway, real quick.
She'll be like, you fucking piece of shit. I cannot believe I gave birth to you.
Shout out to Pops. Happy Father's Day, Pops. Anyway, real quick. So she friend requested me to stay there for years. Then my wife gets Facebook because she started this thing during the pandemic. It's called it's like real nail polish, but it's like a sticker, but more better than a sticker. It's called Color Street.
Okay.
When your wife comes here, I'll give you like a free sample. Your wife can try it out, see if she likes it for your daughter too.
And
anyway, when my wife came out, she told me on my phone, she goes, why aren't you friends with your mother? I go, my mother's been there for years. I haven't touched.
Plus, you see her physically and talk to her physically. Why the fuck do you need the necessity of adding social media to this fucking trauma as well?
Not even that. I think it was after I moved out. I told my mother, listen, I said, she goes, why didn't you accept me? I go, listen, the only time you're going to get accepted is when we have kids. What do you need to see me for? You can call me. You don't need to see pictures. And I'll be probably texting you pictures of the kids anyway, so you don't even really need me on social media. So you better freaking accept my friend request. My wife got on social media, I say about like a year and a half ago. And she's going through my friends. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm accepting all these people. I said, don't accept all of them. I don't want them. Then she accidentally deletes my mother's request.
Oh.
She's
doghouse move right there.
I didn't even care. She goes, is she going to know that I deleted her? I goes, no. The only thing she's going to see is that she has to friend request me again and it's just going to sit there again.
Damn.
It was just like,
that's cold.
I really don't accept any. I even meant like.
That's cold. That's cold.
Yeah, it was. It's not
you got
cold.
your mama.
It's just like it's.
You got your mama alive. I don't.
I understand. I love her to death, but I talk to her every day at work now since we work with her.
Shh. That's too much insider info.
They're not gonna know.
That's too much insider info.
No insider info. They don't even know my last name. Well, they will now if they're on this.
I actually introduced you as Jonathon. Oh yeah, I just said the name.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's my family are there too, buddy.
Okay, well,
it is what it is.
A reminder to all, the website to where you can listen to all the previous podcasts is huskybarboopod.com. All the previous podcasts are there. You can listen to them. If you're listening to us, obviously you are. You probably know how to navigate Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever you use to listen to this type of stuff.
Yeah,
so you just
number 75.
Yeah, it actually is. Okay. So yes. Also the teepublic store. It seems that this plea is working because sales have gone slightly up. So
that's good.
I will continue to use this plea to ask you all to please spend your hard-earned money on my art and the TeePublic store, where you can get the T-shirts. Some of my drawings are there, some of my designs are there.
We'll
Not just the
stickers.
T-shirts. You can buy stickers where you're cheap
Phone
as fuck.
cases.
The phone case is a little bit more expensive, but the stickers are cheap as hell. They're like $3 or $2. I don't know. But even if you still believe in the whole COVID mask thing, there COVID mask there for as well with my designs on top. So it would be nice to walk around in the street and see somebody with one of my fucking designs on. We're like, oh shit.
It'd be funny as fuck if they take this logo, put it on the mask, and that's what you see on someone's face.
Oh yeah, that I'm waiting actually for that. I'm actually waiting for that. So, anyways, this has been number 75 of Husky Barbu podcast. Wow, yeah, I'm talking like a Dominican, adding S's where they don't need to be.
Just like me with passport. It's passport day in Spanish, but it's passport in English.
This is the problem of being bilingual. This is the problem. You get the languages crossing and flowing through.
Not fully bilingual, but hey.
Okay, well.
Still got the tendencies.
Again, this has been the Husky Barbu podcast. This has been Ariel and
Jonathon.
Okay, the cue took a little too long.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was away from the speaker. I didn't know if it was going to hear me talk.
Okay, well, anyways, thank you for listening. We kept it shorter this time. Still a little longer, but we kept it shorter so that you don't have to suffer. Take care, everybody.
Peace out.
We'll be back next week with more audio torture for your souls.
76 next week. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.